So I said a lot of packages were showing up today, and guess what? A lot did. So we got parts laid out everywhere, and it makes me so happy. So let me show you guys a few things that we're actually gonna be using today. So first package was from Villains Drift. And as you guys know, Villains Drift is a company I've been working with for a long time now. It basically drift goodies, by drifters, for drifters, for S13s, RX-7s, a bunch of other chassis. Check them out, link in the description. So right here is a set of S13 modded knuckles. So basically they take a stock knuckle, they mod the tie rod end, put it in a location that gives you not only better steering feel, but decent amount more angle. So yeah, Nissan's getting an angle kit. It's pretty dope. They also sent some extension brackets right here to extend our lower control arms to give us some more track width and to help us clear that big bulky internal frame rail right there. We might actually need a little bit more of this. And then they sent the supporting tie rods, which is pretty cool. Beyond steering, they actually sent us a full e-brake kit. This is the same e-brake that I run in my S13 and my E30, and I love it. They got their own braided lines, nice little piece right there. Mounting bracket for an S13 that we'll probably figure out how to utilize this. And then we have our dual caliper bracket that is probably the best bang for the buck on the market right now for S13s, where this actually utilizes a 1970s Beetle caliper, which is cool. It's like a mini single piston. It's the most universal symmetrical looking thing I've ever seen, and they're kind of cute, but they work really, really well. I've been drifting on these for the last 2 years with that thing. Then I was able to score myself a set of 4-lug hubs from my good buddies. I got brand new rotors, brand new pads, some reman calipers because I couldn't find a used set, and these were actually surprisingly pretty cheap. So, and then the last package is for the E36. This is something a lot of you guys were commenting. These are all the reinforcement plates that we have to weld into the E36 because once you start making decent power in those things, the ass end will just rip out of the car. So we got to reinforce everything. So today we're going to take all the suspension stuff that we finally came in and bolt up to the knuckles, bolt the knuckles up, get the brakes on, get as much on as possible, and then we can get an idea of how the whole entire setup is going to look in the car and figure out how and where we're actually going to mount the coilover. So we're getting close. It's a big step today, and I'm really excited. So before we get to work, we actually have one thing we got to do, and that is bring the E36 down to Morfab shop because it's finally about time that we're going to get the downpipe and full exhaust made on the S50 turbo setup on the E36. Oh, where did that come from? What the heck? Oh man. Yeah, whatever. You got a backup camera. Life's good. Come on. You got this? All right. All right. Let's go. What, you forgot how to drive or something? Delivery. Okay, so we're not tackling this today, we're just dropping it off. I think tomorrow we're just gonna give it a full day on it, right?
Yeah, we started on it already though. Right here is where the exhaust is gonna come out.
Oh yeah, right there.
And we're gonna bring it around and right back up into here so this gets as much hot air as possible.
Really utilize the structure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was going crazy because the steering shaft was really intrusive, right? Because it is right-hand drive. A lot of guys were saying oval tubing, which when you think of tight areas, you think of oval tubing. But the issue here is we'd have to like twist the oval like a Twizzler because it'd have to rotate on so many different planes. It just wouldn't be efficient, right?
No, you'd have to spend a bunch of hours like pie cutting it.
Exactly, like in many different directions.
Pie cutting oval sucks. Because trying to get like the different angles and stuff out of it, just not fun.
So actually a few guys hit me up and that had right-hand drive setups and they're like, hey, I just made a tube fit. And I'm like, there's no way you made that fit. And they sent me pictures. I'm like, I don't believe it. So I walked into the garage, I grabbed a piece of 3-inch tubing and then test fitted it and realized it actually fits. Somehow 3-inch tubing actually fits between the rail and the manifold. So check it out. We're gonna do 3-inch pie cuts.
Yeah, it's a little tight, but the pie cuts will make it easy.
I know you got this.
Yeah, always.
All right, so she's sleeping here tonight, all right? So tomorrow morning, we're getting to work.
Yes, tomorrow morning we are getting to work. We're gonna get this done.
Perfect. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video because magic is about to happen. But for now, let's get back to the shop and work on this Honda. All right, so the first thing I want to do is actually assemble the whole entire front knuckle assembly. So we got rotor knuckle hub, brakes, lower control arm. So let's do this all together and then see how it fits on the car. Assembled. Now we just need our caster arm. All right, so I just had a quick moment of panic. I was freaking out for a second. So I went to go throw it all together and it wasn't lining up, like at all. Like it was binding up horrendously and I was freaking out just a little bit because I know I measured everything correctly. This point and this point were binding on each other ridiculous. Like this was too long. I changed the tension rod bracket to this really shitty S14 one that I had laying around and now it fits perfectly. So it looks like I got sent S14 caster arms or tension rods, whatever you want to call them. I'm happy I was able to figure it out because I was freaking out. So we can't bolt a coilover in just yet. We don't have enough room underneath the stock strut tower. But with some zip tie magic, it sits pretty damn good. I'm really happy with caster location, the way the lower control arms actually fit, and then the angle of the knuckle compared to the strut tower is exactly how I want it. Slightly cocked back, just like the S13, which is perfect. So now the next thing we have to worry about is the track width, or basically how far everything sits out from the car. We gotta make sure it doesn't poke out too far that we could actually fit some wheels underneath the fenders, but we also have to make sure it pokes out far enough to make sure it clears the frame rail. Because you know, this thing's gonna be drifted, so we're gonna need a lot of angle, and with angle, we're gonna start hitting this thing. And it's a pretty damn intrusive frame rail because this is a weird front wheel drive car. So I'm thinking we should bolt a face on this thing and see how it fits. So this is the only thing in my whole shop that's 4x114. I didn't even realize it. Like I literally had an epiphany 10 minutes ago, so this is perfect. This is a 16-inch wheel face, and so this will give us a good idea of fitment. All right, so let's see what we got. So looks like we have a decent amount of clearance underneath the lip itself. All right, so we've measured this out. Cool, cool. It looks like we have enough room to fit an 8-inch wheel, which is exactly what I want to do, so that's good. But realistically, I want this car to have probably, I would say right there is a good amount of angle. So, that being, we can't fit shit because it's hitting the frame rail pretty dramatically, and I really, really do not want to notch the existing frame rails. So what I think we should do is what we do on the S13s and extend these things about 1.5 inches, and that should give us just enough room to clear everything without having to notch a factory frame rail, because I really don't want to do that. It'll give it more track width, make it feel more planted, and we'll just have a pokey front end. I mean, it's a drift car, whatever. Now all we have to do is cut the lower control arm in half, weld this thing in there, and we should have plenty of room. So I'm gonna save this for later because honestly it's getting pretty late and I wanna mock up everything in the rear because I wanna see how the rear is actually gonna fit. All right, so this is what we need for the rear. We got the hub, the rotor, we got the secondary brake, we have the bracket, we have a spacer, and we have another spacer. So let's see if I can remember how to do this correctly. There we go. Dual calipers on a Honda Civic, and it's not for a staging brake. Take this. That's so freaking cool. Check it out. All right, that's really cool. Oh my God, that's so cool looking. I love it. I wish I had actual wheels for this thing. That looks awesome. All right, I was pretty stuck on 15s before, but honestly, I'm feeling 16s. I think they're gonna feel really nice. So rear fitment is pretty good. We can't really adjust the track width on there because we're kind of locked out with the factory lower control arms and stuff. Well, we can, but it'd be a huge pain in the ass. So surprisingly, the factory S13 track width fits the Civic body pretty damn well. Now, before I actually cut the lower control arms and extend them, I do want to find a set of wheels for this thing. I've been having a really hard time finding a local set of 4x114 wheels. It's not very common. So top hats are next. That's the next part of the whole process. As you can see, I kind of traced this piece out right here. So to give you a rough idea of what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be cutting out this plate right here, giving it a nice flat plane, basically to lay a plate on, and then we're gonna obviously get the shape of the coilover we need cut into it. We won't even have to raise the strut tower or anything. It should all be perfect. I have a set of coilovers for mock-up, and I think it's gonna work out pretty well. So I was hoping to get a little bit more done today, but today was a busy day for me, and I'm excited we at least got to see all this mocked up. So I'll do the other side off camera so you guys don't have to see me do it again, and we'll be good to go. So tomorrow, exhaust, E36. Couldn't be more excited. Stay tuned. It's gonna be an awesome day, so we'll see you guys then. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.